actually helps give me a bigger picture of where I'm going. So if you haven't attended to that, it is an area I would encourage you to take a look at. Consider your philosophical goals. For some of us, that might be serving our community. It might be serving in a local church. It might be serving in a nonprofit that's accomplishing a good purpose. But consider that, because that affects your overall person, which absolutely affects your overall success. And so when we talk about sectioning your goals, something I'd like you to consider. Brian Tracy wrote an article, and it's in this morning's Success Net for BNI. And he asked a couple really good questions on there. He said, when you're setting your goals, he said, ask yourself this. How would you live today if you knew you only had 6 months to live? How would your choices be different? What would you do? Another question he asked you to consider was, if you had $1 million tax-free money sitting in your bank account, what would you do with that? How would you live if you had that kind of money? He also asked this question, which is in line with this philosophical piece. What are your values that are most important to you when setting your life goals? So consider these questions, because your values absolutely affect your success professionally, and it will affect your success personally. Number 3, and we'll close with this. Stay the course to achieve your goals. Charles Noble said this: you must have long-term goals to keep you from being frustrated by short-term failures. Long-term goals help you stay the course when you have to deal with short-term failures. So when we talk about staying the course to achieve your goals, A, deal with the reality of failure. Because failure is part of the package, my friends. It comes with the reality of being a human being. You're going to fail. And if some of you feel you have transcended the failure law applying to all other humanity, I have sad advice or news to tell you today. The people around you who will affect your ability to accomplish your goals, they're failures. So reality is, you're going to deal with failure no matter what, in the accomplishment of your goals or the reality that failure exists. Why do we need to deal with the reality of failure? Because too many of us set goals that we want to accomplish, places where we want to get, and we deal with setbacks, we deal with adversity, things that are unexpected, and it stops us from achieving them. Because we didn't deal with the reality that failure is a part of life. It develops character, it's good. Persevering through hardship actually is beneficial. As much as we hate it, as much as we can avoid it, the reality is this: failure is a part of life, and so if I account for it, and I deal with that, then I can deal with the fact that I've made a decision to press through, to keep going regardless of the circumstances that I face, and this can enable me to accomplish the goal that I've set out. Think of this, my friends. How many of you have ever set out to lose a few pounds? Who's been there? You've set out to lose a few pounds. And how many of you, at the end of the turn that you set, looked down and went, I'm still fat? Anybody been there? You looked down and went, well, that was nice, but I'm still fat. My clothes still fit the same, and I didn't accomplish the goal. So what do? Do you quit and just become a 400-pound balloon?
No.
Is that what we do? No. We deal with the reality that I failed. And it's okay. And I get back up and I keep pressing forward, because what this world doesn't need is people who quit on their goals. It needs people that set their goals, deal with the reality of failure, and press through to accomplish it anyway. Next is this. Think about this. When it comes to staying the course to achieve your goals, develop a fallback plan. What's my fallback plan? I set a goal to hit this number, but in case I don't get to there, I have this course to take or this course to take to get there, because I've thought through, going back to the SWOT analysis, my strengths, my weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats, the things I can control, the things I can't control. And if I can accomplish the goal through the desired means, fantastic. But if not, it's okay, because I got plan B, and if plan B don't work, don't worry, I got plan C. This past year I had to incorporate plan F for losing weight, because I had gone through A, B, C, D, and E. And I went up to a family summer camp, and I saw a guy there. He walked by me, and I went, who's that guy? And someone went, that's Matt. And I was like, Matt's half the man he used to be. Wow, look at that guy. So I went up and I go, dude, I got to know, what did you do? And he goes, Weight Watchers. I was like, really? You mean the thing that like women do? No offense. Like, seriously? Like, you did Weight Watchers? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay, I'm doing Weight Watchers. So I went home and Plan F was Weight Watchers. And I got on Weight Watchers and I stuck to that point thing, and now I got points ringing in my head for everything. Ah, crap, this is 15 points. You know, I got 50 in the day, minus 50. And all day I'm doing this, but started down the Weight Watcher path, lost 20 pounds. I'm pretty happy. I'm on my way to my goal. I got a ways to go. I got a lot of work to do, but it was Plan F. I'm telling you, it might be Plan M. I mean, it's down the road here for wanting to hit that goal, but you got to develop your fallback plan. So as you're making your goals, think about what are the other routes you have to take to get there, just in case a little adversity shows up along the path. And lastly, dedicate yourself to see your goal through. Dedicate yourself to see it through. Listen to what Thomas Edison said. The successful person makes a habit of doing what the failing person doesn't like to do. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Accordingly, a genius is often merely a talented person who has done all of his or her homework. So a successful person really has 1% of that inspiration, which I would venture to say in this room, you have 1% inspiration. I think we all can agree to that. But the 99% perspiration, and we're talking about a man who did some perspiring. If you know of Mr. Edison and you know of how many times that man encountered failure that he looked at as just another step on the way to success, this is a man who understands what he's talking about. As you dedicate yourself to see it through, simply do this. Do your homework. Dedicate yourself to do what it takes to be successful. If that means shifting how you spend your life, then do that. If that means shifting how you spend some of your discretion time, discretion money, do it. It's worth it in the end. This year, to accomplish my goals, I had to deal with a harsh reality that my evening times aren't my own anymore. In order to accomplish the goals I'm setting out, the free time I thought I had in the evenings after the kids went to bed actually now has to be gained back for some intended purposes to accomplish some goals. That time I enjoyed checking out, being able to, what we call veg a little bit, I had to come to terms on weeknights. I don't get that anymore. It just doesn't fit in order to get where I want to get. A change had to be made. A dedication to a higher purpose stance, which causes me to have to shift how resources are allocated. So when it comes to achieving our goals this year, in closing, think of this. If you set your goals, if you section them, and then you determine I'm going to stay the course to accomplish them, you will see success.